After getting dozens of comments on only one thing, which is make a video on research, screenshot attached over here. Here's the final video of you understanding how to do research, whether it is for your copywriting, your business, or overall the whole funnel. This video might not be able to be seen by 90% of people fully. Why? Because it might feel boring, since research is a little boring task. But the ones who can propel through that and understand this in detail would have an unfair advantage. Now this video would be in a PPT format. We tried shooting it like this but did not come out well, and that's why this would be in a PPT format, where I would be explaining you on a PPT, having my camera over there, writing with some pens, doing all the things available to make you understand everything in detail. Now all the resources that you need in this video, like worksheets, like templates and all of that, would be given through a QR code that you will see in between the video somewhere random.
Hi guys, welcome to another module of ISEX, and in this module we'll talk about niche and markets, which is 80% of the work. When I say 80% of the work, it literally means 80% of the work, because if you choose the wrong niche or if you get in the wrong market, no matter how much economics, no matter how much marketing, no matter how much selling, no matter how much research you have done, you will not be able to succeed because the niche or the market that you are in is completely wrong. And how does this flow? I'll give you all of that. Do not worry about it. So this is what we'll cover. We'll cover what is niche and why do we need it. Is this niche for life? Diamond model, bigger factor than niches, finding markets that work, myths, flow of how things work, and filling the worksheet. Now, the first thing is the niche and the need. Why do we need? What is a niche and why do we need it? Well, a niche is a very simple thing, right? According to me, people complex it. It's very simple for me. It's basically what and it's basically who. When these two triangles merge, it is called as a niche, right? The mergence of these two triangles is called as a niche, right? What is simply means what are you going to give them, right? So what are you going to help them with? So it can be a problem, it can be a skill, it can be a hobby, it can be anything. And then who is basically the target market, right, that you're looking for. So for example, problem. Now problem can be productivity, right? Let's say skill. A skill can be, let's say, I don't know, but a skill can be, let's say, gaming. And then comes the next thing, which is hobby. So hobby can be, yoga. Now, target market. So let's say a target market is working professionals. So productivity for working professionals, gaming for working professionals, yoga for working professionals. You see how easy it is? And I finally find my niche. Now, the second question is, why do we need it? Why do we need a niche? Well, the reason we need a niche is to start. That's it. There's no other reason other than this, which is to start. And basically, you need a pivotal point. A pivotal point, or basically, you would call it as a seed point, right? Any business that you start, any big business that has started ever in the history has started with a seed point. For example, if you see a big business like Amazon, you would say they have no niche. They sell everything to everyone. Well, it is right now selling everything to everyone, but earlier it started with a niche, and the niche was books. They only sold books, right? To whom? Readers. And that's how it started. If you see Facebook started was as a social platform for college students, or specifically Harvard students, and then later they transitioned to everything to everyone. And similarly is your business. You will be starting out with this thing, with basically targeting a particular niche, that is a particular market, and then you'll keep on expanding that market with time, so that you have a bigger and bigger market and you can expand your business. For example, we started with the business with life coaches, only life coaches, no one else. That's it. Established life coach, that was a target market 3 years back when we started. Then it was life coach and business coach, then it was life coach, business coach, and relationship coach, and then health coach. And then we were like, let's target all the coaches. So the new market was coaches. Now with coaches, trainers started to come, authors started to come, speakers started to come. So our market became even bigger. So now we were targeting experts, right? That means everyone who is selling a knowledge. Then with experts, more and more agency owners, freelancers, all these people started to come. So we went for expert and service providers. Then later we went to business owners. Till we are transitioning right now. We have not transitioned fully, but this is how the whole business works, and this is how you expand your niche with time. And everyone would be doing that, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, or else they can't expand more than that. So you need to expand your niche, you need to expand your market to grow and to scale faster than your competition. And for that, you need to expand your markets, which will happen with time. That's why we need the niche, and that is the only reason we need a niche. We need a seed point, and we need to expand the seed point, and for that we need the niche. Now, is this niche for life? The answer is no, right? Niche is like t-shirts. If you don't know this, let me tell you that niche is like t-shirts. Today you wear this, tomorrow you wear anything else. And the reason we do that is because markets change, and so do you. People who are reluctant to market changes, that means these are people who are like, no, I will do this only no matter what happens. They would very soon die. And the reason for that is markets change. I'll give you a simple example. Working professionals, for them, one time Excel was a very big thing, right? Excel. They want to learn Excel. Everyone wants to learn Microsoft Excel. It was very good niche, very good money flow, very good everything, very good demand as well. But with the time, people are now wanting more data science. They're ready to pay more. There are people who have more visibility over this, and that's how it is working. And that's why people who shifted from how to use Excel to make reports, to make dashboards, started working better, right? So Excel to data science, and they're still teaching Excel, but now they're saying how to make reports with Excel, how to make dashboards with Excel, which is working better. Now ChatGPT and AI has come, so people are like how to use AI with Excel. So basically what is happening is you change with markets. Your market, your problem that you're solving remains the same. For example, customer acquisition. Now I can do that for an expert, I can do that for a service provider, then I can do for a business owner, then I can do for people who want to start a business, and I can keep on expanding that. But the problem I solve is the same. So what happens is your niche is like t-shirts, but the problem you have, the problem you solve is like the body you have, right? The body is same, the t-shirts keep on changing. That's how this whole complete thing works for yourself. So is this niche for life? Not at all. This niche is not for life. Markets change and so do you. That's what we follow into iSex. Now, we need to cover something called as a diamond model, which is how to become the star of your industry if you ever want to become. This is basically your diamond model. Let me explain you what does that mean. This is you right now, right? You. Now, you are a person who would first jump in something called as a bucket of interest. This is called as a bucket of interest. You would first jump in a bucket of interest. Once you jump that, you will find a lot of things over there that you can do. Right? You can teach this, you can do that, you can do this, you can open that, whatever. Out of that, you're going to choose one thing and one thing only that you feel is good. For now, we'll call it a niche. But this is not your final niche, because whatever you choose right now maybe not works in the long term. And whatever you choose, right? The problem maybe that you can say, right? The problem that you choose, the hobby that you choose, whatever you choose, you're going to do a lot in that. And once you do a lot, you will reach a semi situation, right? A semi situation. Once you do a lot in that thing, you will reach a point where you'll get an idea. And the idea would be a semi idea. Semi means 4 things. First, strength. You will find that this thing is your strength. Second, ideate. That means you are able to ideate more than average person. Third, market. The market says that market/money. That means the market says you're good for it, and the market says I'm ready to pay money for that. And lastly, is something called as strength, ideate, market, money, and the last is called as incentive. Right? This incentive means interest plus money, which basically means that this thing creates an incentive for you. You have interest in that, plus it gives you money, which is an incentive. So it's strength, ideate, market/money, or incentive. Once you get these 4 things done, that means it is your strength. You can ideate better than normal human in that particular thing, in that particular problem, in that particular hobby, in that particular solution, in that particular skill. Market is saying that I'm ready to pay money for that, and you get an incentive for it. That means you're interested in it, plus you get paid for it, and you like to get paid for it. This is your semi situation, and from that you start to focus one. So you'll do a lot. From that a lot, you'll start focusing on one, and your focus would narrow down from there. Have you heard that you need to start saying no? This start saying no is this only, where you're saying yes to everything, right? So when you're starting your career, you say yes to everything. Hey, will you like to build my funnel? Yes. Would you consult my webinar? Yes. Will you do this? Yes. Will you do this? Yes. Later, Himanshu, can you give me one-to-one? No. Himanshu, can you do this? No. Can you do this? No. Because I'm going to focus on one. And this is where I'll find my niche. And this is my final niche. Or basically, I can say that niche is like t-shirt, but it's my final problem that I've come to, that I am the expert at solving. And these would keep on expanding. And here you'll keep on having new markets. You'll keep on expanding, and then finally you'll become the star of the industry. This is basically a diamond model. But you start with a single problem that you feel you can solve. If you are someone who's already done that, very good. If you're someone who's starting out new, this is what you need to figure out. Now, the bigger factor you need to understand is markets. So, niche comes inside a big bubble, which is called as a market. A market has multiple niches, and a niche is a small thing that you choose in a big market, right? So the bigger factor that you have is a market. And the simple thing that you need to see is you will get paid when you get a result in the niche. So if you choose a niche in a market and you can get a result over there, you will be making money. As simple as that. This market is a bigger factor because if the market that you are in is not growing, then the niche you are in is also not growing. And if this is not growing and declining rather, no matter how hard you try, you will lose. So you need to always choose a market that is growing. Now, to choose a market that is growing, there are three simple factors. First, number of people. Second, paying capacity. Right? And number three, pain. So it is people, paying capacity, and pain. As simple as that. Or you can put this as price. So people, price, pain. These are the three P's that you look in a market. So three P's to look in a market is people, price, pain. So first, number of people. Are number of people in this market growing? Right? For example, newspaper industry. Are people growing over there? No, don't get into that market or you'll die. Would you open a newspaper today? It's a stupid move. So don't do that. Number two, paying capacity. Can you increase the price year on year into this? Right? Is the market increasing price on price as per the past? Every single year, right? So for example, financial consultants. First year, very less, then more, then more, then more, then more, and the prices keep increasing. So you can judge from here that the price would keep on increasing from here only. And for that, this is a good market to enter. But is number of people increasing? Yes. Is paying capacity increasing? Yes. Do people have pain? Yes. It's a good market. As simple as that. You need to see these three criteria in your market. Is these three P's happening? If that is happening, you are good to go and you can scale your business. As simple as that. Right? That is a bigger factor that you look for. Now, what is the traits of market? Right? Simple. Growth rate, number of people. Second, purchasing power. That means, are they ready to put 10% of their annual income to solve the problem? Right? So if you ask me what is high ticket, Himanshu, high ticket is 10% of annual income. Right? Let me repeat. High ticket is 10% of annual income. That means, are people ready to put 10% of their annual income to solve this problem? If yes, then you can charge high ticket over there. For example, fitness coaches. Now, if you're a fitness coach, you need to see if someone is making 1 lakh a month, that is 12 lakh in a year, are they ready to put 1.2 lakhs into health? Yes, a lot of people put 1.2 lakhs into health. It's a good market to get in because 10% of annual income, you can charge high ticket. People would be ready to pay approximately 1.2 lakhs. And that is a good price point that you can go for. Above that would be something that would hinder conversion rates. Below that, you're charging less. As simple as that. So 10% of annual income is called as high ticket. And third, pain. Are they in constant pain? Yes. People have health problems? Yes. Do they have disease problems? Yes. So good market to go for. One of the best things that you can look out for is something called as Google Trends, Udemy, Fiverr, and Upwork to see what are the traits of the market and are people increasing in that market. Let me show you one thing. So what you need to do is over here, you need to go to something called as Google Trends. Then you can open something called as Udemy. Then you can open something called as Fiverr. And then you open something as Upwork. Now, if you're an agency owner, Fiverr and Upwork are good things. If you're a coach, a consultant, then Google Trends and Udemy is a good thing. Now, if I click on Google Trends, I can search multiple things. So I come over here and I search something called as, let's say, salary hike. That means how many people are interested in salary hike. So if people are searching about it, that shows me that they must be ready to pay for it as well because they're searching for it. So they want a solution. That's why people would pay also. So I would change it to last year. Right, past 12 months. Now, how has been salary hike in past 12 months? This is what the report shows us. Very nice. Now, you'd say, very good. So there are people who are sometimes very interested. It's showing what 100 as well. Sometimes below it is showing, what 33. So the average is 50 approximately. So it's a good market, right? But here's the case. Check this out. If I type over here Excel, Microsoft Excel, see what happens. See the demand of salary hike now. Crazy. Salary hike is nothing compared to Excel. There are more number of people searching for Excel every single day. It's a 81:2 ratio. That means for every 9 people that search Excel, 1 person is searching salary hike. Imagine that for a second. That is Excel. But look at this now. Let's say I type ChatGPT. Boom. Can you see the increase in demand? Continuous increase in demand. What does this show? This simply shows us that if 100 people are searching, 95 would search ChatGPT, 46 Excel, and less than 1% would search on salary hike as per the metrics you can see right now over here. right? So this is how you look for your markets. Now, just changing some words would change everything that you are searching for. For example, let me remove all of this. Remove, remove, remove. So let's say the first term that you look for is something called as weight loss. So I simply type weight loss, right? And I press enter. Now I will see this is the demand of weight loss in market. But see this, when I type, simply putting a space, boom, see the results? That means when you're typing your ads, type like this. When you're putting keywords, put this. When you're writing your landing page, write like this, not like this, because this is what people relate to most. And you can see it is a 83:1 ratio, 80:1 ratio that you can look out over here, which exactly shows us that more people are looking for this keyword than this keyword, right? So it has demand, but this word has less demand than this word. Now check this out. If I type over here the word diet, there are more people who are looking for diet than weight loss. So what should I sell? Should I sell weight loss or should I sell diet? I should sell diet. Let's type exercise. Now let's see what people are searching. Boom. Exercise, something that the most people are searching. More than diet, more than weight loss. So what should I sell? Exercise? Yes. Now it does not mean that diet will not make you money, right? For example, if I go over here and I type make money online, because you'd be like, Himanshu, you are in wealth market, right? Everyone wants to make money. Who doesn't want to make money? So make money online, let's type, let's see what happens. You'd be shocked. It has less demand than weight loss. Imagine that for a second. Less demand than weight loss. Let me remove exercise to show you a broader picture. Let me remove diet as well. Check this out. Make money online and weight loss. This word has same demand. That means if you are in this market, you should technically make more money than me. If you're into this market, then you should make more money than me. Why you're making more money is because I've understood the economics of this market, right? So I figured it out late. I would have made more money in weight loss if I would have been in weight loss. But since I'm not, I mean, make money online or how to get clients or client acquisition. I need to understand how can I play with economics. So it does not mean that diet does not has money or diet person will make more money, less money than exercise. It simply means that a market with a higher demand, there are more number of people, it is easy to cater, as simple as that. Now, if you're on low, don't panic. You can just look out for other alternative words and use them to build your funnel. Now, play with Google Trends, find out new markets, think about something. I'll just give you one more thing. Type drawing. You'd be shocked. I type drawing, see it beats everyone. Now let me check it with ChatGPT. If you see over here, you'd be shocked. ChatGPT and drawing have the same number of searches. Imagine that for a second. There are same number of people who search for ChatGPT and the same number of people who search for drawing. Crazy, right? So play with Google Trends and you'll have more knowledge. Second thing you can come to is Udemy, right? Udemy, good platform to do research on how much demand is there, because there are a lot of people who search over here for multiple courses. So simply come over here and let's search for, let's say, Python. So you want to sell a course on Python, simply search Python. Once you search on Python, you will see multiple courses over here. So you will see 250,000 people. Crazy. 100 days of code challenge. People at 550 rupees, around 2.5 lakh people are ready to pay for that money. Check this out. 5 lakh people approximately, 50,000 over here. Now this shows us that there's huge demand in the market because 3 courses at the same prices are able to get more and more students. What does this show to us? That there is demand. People want to learn. People want to pay again and again for this. Now let's search for, instead of this, let's say Java. Let's check the demand. 1,88,000, 15,000, 36,000, 39,000, sorry, 40,000. Does this has more demand than Python? Nope. Why? Because you can see clearly over here that there are less number of people buying Java than Python. So Python is a good niche to go for than Java. But would people Java not make money? They would, but not at the extent and faster rate than Python. Right? So choose something that you love. Do not go for this. Choose something that you love and then see for the markets so that you can fit in yourself. Let's go for Fiverr. In Fiverr, you can look for services that are sold right now, that are sold at huge scale. Right? So recently viewed and more. This simply means that these are things that people are recently looking for. I want to build landing pages. It's a good niche. Clone your sales funnel. Good niche. Making funnels. LinkedIn lead generation. Excellent niche. Right? Simply come over here and explore more and more. Simply come to explore. You can look for something over here, check what people are buying, check what not people are buying, and then you can choose a skill that you can develop on. Similarly, for Upwork, come over here. You have categories, you have multiple things over there. Come over here and research, right? So simply find talent, right? Talent marketplace. See what is sold, see what is not sold, right? Have a good look on this. See where people are doing work, where people are not. For example, if I type video editing, check this out, right? $30 per hour, $50 per hour, $12.50 per hour. I can see that. Now if I type, let's say admin support, let's see what's the prices over here. $5 per hour, $5 per hour, $8 per hour. What does this show us? That going for a admin job would not make you more money than video editing. So simply look for over here and you will get more and more of idea. That's how basically it works, and that's how you need to see. First, number of people increasing, P. Second, P, price. Do they have more and more purchasing power? Third, are they going through a pain? Now, these are some myths that you'll have while choosing niche. Number one, only your passion can be your niche. Bullshit, that does not exist. Why? Because there are a lot of people who don't have their passion into that thing, but they still develop that thing and make a lot of money with that. I made a software called MailJar. Do you think I'm a coder? I'm passionate about coding? Not at all. But I have this company, this makes me money. We have employees over here and it works out very well, right? Any other example you can take where the entrepreneur, for example, someone who sells spoon, right? They have a spoon manufacturing plant. Do you think they're passionate about spoons? Not at all. It's a business at the end, right? So it's impossible. Your passion can be a niche. That is totally possible. But only your passion is your niche. That is not possible, right? Second, it takes time to find a niche. Wrong. Your niche is something that you're very decisive about. You choose and you move forward. Why? Because at the end, you're going to expand your market, right? Remember, you're going to expand your market. So if you're going to cater to everyone, you're going to give everything to everyone, right? Everything to everyone, then why to worry? Start with something, later it is going to come, whatever you were going to choose anyways, right? So start with anything and later you can get into that as with time. Third, everybody needs to be my customer. Wrong. You start with a particular avatar and then later you transition to everybody is my customer. But you do not start out without avatar, because if you do that, you'll be stuck in your business. There's too much competition in my niche. Competition is a word that is in every niche. There's no niche without competition, or else I would be already sitting in that, right? So there's nothing called as too much competition in my niche. It is called, if you're saying there are too many players in this niche already, then what you're saying to me is that you are not unique, right? When you're unique, competition does not matter because you're unique, you're different, right? So if everyone is selling circles, you're selling triangles. How you're saying? No, the market can be same, but you're selling a triangle, as simple as that, right? So for example, Himanshu, for example, my niche is said to be one of the most competitive niche, which is coaches, right? First of all, the market is small, right? Number of people who want to become coaches, very less. Number of people who want to become freelancers, very less, compared to number of people who are doing a job, compared to people who are doing other businesses. Now, since the market is also small, very small market, now there are too many players over here, right? I can make you a coach, I can grow your business, blah, 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 too many people. And you're like, Himanshu, I want to enter this. Cool. But the problem is, you'll say too much competition. Well, here's the offer. I'll make 1,000 people sit in your webinar every single week. And whatever money you make in this, will split 50-50. That's my offer. Do you think any of these guys would compete with you? They can't. Imagine the offer. I come to you and I say, I'll make 1,000 people sit in your webinar every single week consistently. Whatever money you make, we'll divide 50-50 of profits. Wow. Crazy. Who will deny that offer? You can beat anyone with that. You can beat me with that, right? So what you need to understand for yourself is that there's nothing called as too much competition. There's something called as not too unique, right? That means whatever you're giving is not too unique. Everyone can give that. And because everyone can give that, why would someone buy from you? They would buy from someone who is older, right? The reason you bought from me is because of the experience, because of the uniqueness, is because of something I have that others don't. And that's why you bought from me, this particular thing, right? What if I pick a wrong niche? There's nothing called as a wrong niche, right? There's nothing called as a wrong niche. This does not exist. Every niche has money. People are making money selling kachra, waste. Literally, they're selling waste and making money. Literally, people are selling water and making money, right? Literally, people are dancing and making money. Do you think? And they're making more money than you, by the way, whatever you're doing, right? Even if you're doing 1 crore a year, they're making more money than of dancing than you. Have you seen people dancing on TikTok? They make more money than you, right? So there's nothing called as a wrong niche. Every niche has money. It's just that, have you figured out how does the economics of that market work? 6, there's no money in my niche. Wrong again. Money is everywhere. Money is in every niche. It is just that you are not able to find the money. I can show you a competitor in your niche who makes 10 times more money than you, works half the time than you do, and is very, very more happier than you. That means it is a possibility. It is just that you are not able to find. But you are in this program, you will be able to find very, very soon. Don't worry. And lastly, tell me a good niche. Nobody will come to me and say this. Tell me a good niche. I don't have the capability, right? I'm not able to understand this question. Tell me a good niche. There's nothing called a good niche. Every niche is a good niche. Gaming, get into it. Here's my answer, gaming. Here's my answer, mics. Here's my answer, creators. Here's my answer, productivity. I can give you any idea. It's just that what you start with, what you feel that you are good with. And if you already started with something, this is something that you already know. Super awesome. Now, once this is done, we come to the next thing, which is the flow and how it all comes to work. So you'll see a lot of people telling you find a niche, then make a customer avatar, then do this, then do that, then you don't have a USP, and then you don't have this, and you get confused. I'll give you the best flow in the world, and nobody has created this. I've created this, and this works for everyone. Here is the flow, and this would mind blow you. This is how the flow looks like. And this would mind blow you, right? If you want to make a build brand, if you want to have freedom, impact, and money, this is the model you follow. And this is something that would change your life. Let me show you step by step of how this works. Number one thing, you start with the market, right? Market ke andar you have 3 P's. You already know that, right? You start with the market. Now, the market needs to have 3 P's. Why? Because you will get scale. The amount of scale you do, the amount of scale you get in 3 years depends on the market that you chose, right? Now, in every market, you'll choose a niche. What is a niche? A who into a what. Now, that who is basically a market. So your market is, let's say, business owners or working professionals or college students or students, whatever it is. This is your who, right? So your who is already sorted. Now the what comes. What is basically the problem you solve, the skill that you have, the solution that you want to give, the hobby that you have, the what, right? So let's say market business owners, niche is business owners into digital marketing services if you're an agency, or SEO services if you're an agency. Now, the reason you need a niche is because of economics. If you get a right niche, your economics will be dialed in. Economics simply means you put 1 rupees in and you get 2 rupees out with ads. This is basically economics. Whenever I say the word economics, it simply means this. I put 1 rupees in, I get 2 rupees out, right? So once your who and what is clear, and you have got the perfect who and what, which will come with time only. You cannot never get to a perfect niche without experimenting a lot. Your economics would be right, and you'll put 1 rupees and get 2 rupees out. Once you get a niche, you find a client avatar. Now, what is a client avatar? इसी who का description. The who that you selected, market से who आया, इस who का description is called as a client avatar. So the description of who is called as a client avatar. Once you make a client avatar, that means you have a market. In that market, you choose a niche. In that niche, you want to solve the X problem. The people who are facing this X problem are my clients, and this is what I call as my client avatar. To attract this person, I need to say a message to this person, right? That, hey person, listen to me. I'm over here. To do this, I need a message. This thing is called as a message or a messaging, right? This message is something that attracts your client avatar with words, right? Now, once the message is made, you make a MVP. That means if a person is like, okay, I'm paying attention. What do you have? What I have a MVP for you, a minimum viable product, a minimum viable offer. So P/O, MVP/O, which is a minimum viable offer or a minimum viable product. What is this? This is basically idea. So idea is what? Idea is the articulation of the message. Idea into offer. Offer means what do you charge, right? What do you give for what do you charge? So when you multiply your message with what do you give and what do you charge, you basically create your minimum viable offer or your minimum viable product with that. So first you create a MVO, and from that you create a MVP. I'll go deeper into this, don't worry. So basically a minimum viable offer, that is a testing offer that you have. Once people start buying this, you make a minimum viable product which just solves the problem but is not good. For example, if you see, we have clear PPTs, white, golden, black, all of that, logo and all. I didn't have this at the start. For first 2 years, I had white PPT, black words, that's it, 2 years. Now we have become a branded company, we have a brand, all of that. So I've started to do this. So now I have a product. Earlier, I had a minimum viable product. Makes sense? Now, once you have the MVP, you build a USP. What is USP? Why you? So the uniqueness in this offer, the uniqueness of the offer. So offer into uniqueness is your USP. How unique is your offer will find your USP, and this is basically why you. Now, if your client avatar is ready, you'll get longevity. That means price and quality. Quality of what? Customer. So quality of customer would be higher and price you can charge. You'll get longevity. What is longevity? Price that you can charge into quality of customer. So you'll see a lot of people have quality of customers. They like to talk to the customers, but they can't charge more. A lot of people charge way more, but the quality of customer is way bad. Like they literally hate their business. You need longevity. To get longevity, you need to charge the right price to the right quality of customer, which will make your client avatar, which will come once you make your client avatar. Once you make your message, you will be able to build communications, and communications of all forms. That means ads, that means emails. All these things that you're going to write will come from your messaging. How to build client avatar, how to build message, how to build MVP, how to build USP. I'll come to all of that. Do not worry about it, right? So all your ads, emails, SMS, WhatsApp, everything that you'll plan, all communications will come from this message. So the more you work on the message, the better your ads, the better your emails, the better your SMS, the better your WhatsApp, right? So all forms of communication will come from the message. MVP, once you get MVP and once you get an MVO and you test that offer, and now you have an MVP and it solves the problem that you're looking for, literally solves. Not like a course I've given, but they're not implementing, but solves a problem. People come in, they get a result. And you don't blame the customer if they don't get the result. If that happens with you, then you basically spread something called as a word of mouth. If your MVP is good, word of mouth will automatically happen. If this is not happening, that means your MVP is not good. Keep on testing, keep on iterating, keep on making it good, keep on making it better, keep on changing it. And then one time would come that it would start spreading with word of mouth. That is when you know that your MVP or MBO as well as is ready. And USP gives you price elasticity. I charge 40 lakhs plus GST right now for my mastermind. Why do people pay me that crazy amount? They can buy a car, they can buy a house, they can pay a hospital bill, right? लोग रिश्तेदारों के लिए 40 लाख नहीं देते, but they pay me 40 lakhs. Why? Because of only one thing, USP, unique selling proposition. Why me? Because my offer is the most unique in the market, and due to that, people will pay me money. With uniqueness, you need to also have value of uniqueness. Provide value with uniqueness. It should not only be unique, but also provide that level of value. So that's why I can get price elasticity. I can charge whatever I want. Charge any amount. Why? Because I have price elasticity, because I have a USP. Now, once you have a USP, you start building a brand automatically, right? What is a brand? A brand is values you project for the long term with your actions, not what you say, what you do. So you see, we are very speedy, we are very transparent, we are very honest, we are very authentic. So whenever someone comes in eyes, they see these 3-4 words again and again. That is my brand at the end, right? So our brand is authentic, our brand is speed, our brand is transparency, our brand is integrity, right? All of these things include our brand. So what is a brand? Values you project for the long term with your actions. Now, once you build a brand, because you have built a USP, and now you're building a brand with that USP, once you build a brand, you will get a team. Why? Because a team will come to a brand that has some values. And people with values like to get attached. People with values. So you'll get a team. Once you get a team, you get a freedom. Now, if you have a brand, you'll get higher quality of clients. If you have higher quality of clients, you'll create a better impact because you love serving them. And with that, lastly, what we have over here, 1 second. I think my screen has a problem. Sorry, yes. So now if you see over here, we have, sorry again, let me cross this up. Right. So the lastly we have is quality of clients. That is cross-pollination, right? That means if I have a brand, I would have more cross-pollination, which is more collaborations, more joint ventures, more people will send me audience, more people I can send audience to, more people would collaborate, more influencers will come to me, which is about cross-pollination. And I make more money because of that cross-pollination. And that's how the whole system works. I know you're mind blown. And that's how this whole thing works. This is how simple it is. And you need to follow this to the T so that you can take full advantage of it, as simple as that. Let me remove this. Lovely. Hi guys, welcome to another video, and in this video we'll understand the niche and market worksheets and how to fill that. So if you see, you'll get a worksheet like this. Here's the video on how to fill this up. Number 1, you'll see your past and map out professions you liked working with. So for example, I liked working with coaches. I liked working with working professionals. Whoever you liked working with, what you are going to do is you are going to simply write whom did you liked working with in the past. And once you do that, a lot of problems would be solved. Let me tell you why that would happen. That would happen simply because of one reason. Because what we are trying to do is we are trying to find what has been your past relation, right? Your destiny depends, a lot of it depends on the past as well. So we see the past clues that the universe has given us to find the destiny that we are looking for. So we look for these past clues. We find what professions we like and we write all the professions. Whoever you have worked with, whoever you like talking to, doctors, dentists, whatever, professions, markets. From professions, markets would come. So you write over here. So now you come over here and simply write the professions over here. Let's say coach, dentist, doctor, hotel owner, restaurant owner, let's say. Now, first thing I'll do is I'll scale all of these on a scale of 1 to 10. Liking. How much do I like coaches? Let's say I like 8. Dentists, 7. Doctors, 5. Restaurant owners, 3. Hotel owners, 9. Paying capacity. What is paying capacity? 10% of annual income. What does the average coach makes in a year? Uska 10%. Right? What does an average dentist make? 10%. Right? Let me put over here as well, or you will ask again and again. 10% of AI, that is annual income. Right? So you'll put over here, what is the 10% of annual income? What is there? What is there? What is there? Then growth, right? Now simply go on Google and search, right? So for example, I type over here, coaching industry in India. If I type over here, I can see what is going to be the approximately percentage, growth percentage. Let us see. India percentage growth. 7% annual growth rate. So I'll come over here and I'll simply write what? 7%. So I simply come over here and I simply type what? 7%. Now I go for another niche, type over there. So do the research. Then 3 problems. What are 3 problems that this market faces that you can solve? That you feel that you can solve. For example, coaches के लिए client acquisition. Number 2, back-end calling. Number 3, funnel building. Right? Simply write 3 problems that you can solve for this market, for this. Now do skill match. That means what skills do you have? So for example, come over here, then write 5 skill sets that you have. So for example, I know ClickFunnels, I can make emails, sales, marketing, customer acquisition. Skill match. Whatever problem you wrote over here, can that problem be solved with these 5 skills? If yes, put a tick mark. If no, put a cross. Now, whatever is the most coherent one you see in all of these, that is your niche. Game over. Start with that. Do not think more. If you come to me after this and you tell me I don't have a niche, you are simply lazy, nothing else. You don't have common sense and you're lazy. That is why you can't pick one thing. I literally gave you the best perfect plan to find niche. Put the professions, put the liking, put paying capacity, put growth, put 3 problems in each one of them. Do a skill match. As per this, type 5 skills that you have. If you don't have 5 skills, put 3 skills. If you don't have 3, put 1, whatever you have. See the skill match. If a skill match is there, get into that niche. That's your niche. Game over. Move on. As simple as that. Your agency or a coach, anyone, you are just do this activity and you're good to go. Now, you might say, Himanshu, 1 and 3, both are coming at the same level. What should I do on this? Simply take a coin, flip it up, whatever comes, that's your niche. As simple as that, right? Do not think much. The more you think, the more you lose. Because every day when you are not working, you are losing money. The more later you launch, the more you lose money. As simple as that. Imagine 30 days from now you launch. You lose 30 days of money. Imagine that. So for that reason, you will use this activity and move forward. As simple as that. Now, step 3, problem to skill match in the table. Whatever happened, right over here. Let's say 2 happened, then flip a coin. If 3 happened, flip a coin 2 times. Just choose one. As simple as that. So wherever you see all the ticks, that's your niche for now. Now you will see if there's not a single match, then move to step 5. What is the step 5? That you simply see, do you currently have the skills and knowledge to solve the problems of the 3 parameters, which is liking, paying capacity, and growth rate. So if these all 3 are good, 1, 2, and 3 are good, you need to simply see, do you currently have the skills? If you don't, very good, you got the niche. If no, Do not stress. Most problems can be solved and you can learn a skill. If no, please continue the next step. Now, if you are on this worksheet, then you need to learn a skill. If you, maybe we have given a bonus to you, you can use that bonus and learn some new skills and solve these problems. If you do not have, then learn a new skill according to you, and whatever skill you learn, that's your niche and you move forward with that. As simple as that. Be fast, be on point, and fill this as soon as possible. Once you have filled, your niche is done. As simple as that.
Now, if you want all the templates, all the worksheets, everything that I'm explaining in this video, this is a QR code that you can scan right now to get all the resources of this video, as well as the notes that you can go through of this video.
Hi guys, welcome to another module of ISEX, and in this we'll talk about client avatar, right? The dream client. Understand this, client avatar is one of the most important things. Why? Because with that you get longevity in business. The better quality of clients you have, the more longevity you have. Why? Because you feel more like working in the business. I love my business, and the reason I love this business is because of only one thing, which is I get the dream clients. I like to work with people whom I like to work, and I would love to pick up their calls. I would love to talk to them. I would love to meet them in events, and this is what I love. Now, do I love the business of backing closes? I like it, but I don't love it because there are some clients that are not so good. So for that reason, I don't like. That's why Vishali loves it. See, some people may hate it, some people may like it, some people may love it. Vishali loves it. I don't. I like this business, so I do this business. Mishra, who is my co-founder, loves Mailjar, so he does the work over there. I don't like Mailjar that much, right? As a business, as a product, I love it, but as a business, I don't like it that much. So Mishra does it. As simple as that. You need to see what do you like to do, and that's basically your client avatar, the dream client that you look for. What we'll cover what is the client avatar, why is it important, building a business that you love, how to make one, and how to make an AI version of the client avatar. Why do we make an AI version? So that you have more details that you can fill up in your worksheet later on, and you can use that in ads in multiple places. Now, what is the client avatar? It is the description of the who. So remember, we did one thing that means we chose a market, right? So we chose a market. In that market, there was a niche. In that niche, we solve X problem. Now, this market cut description, the description of the person that you're going for, because this market has thousands kinds of people. Which one you are going after? You are going after this exact person. The description of this person, right? The description of this person is called as your client avatar, right? The exact person, because any market has 3 levels of customers. First, top 3%, then 17%, then 80%. 3%, these are buyers. In any market at any given time, there are 3% buyers. Then 17%, these are people who are interested, may buy. And these are people who are simply not interested. Most people try to focus on these guys. You need to target these guys because they have the real money to pay you right now, and you want them faster than your competition. So you need to describe these buyers as clear as possible. And you need to get the buyers whom you exactly want. For that, we made the client avatar so that things are clear for you and you can move faster. Why is it important? Because the clearer this is, the more you create a boundary. And the more you create a boundary, the clearer your marketing is. Let me explain you that. So for example, you have a client avatar and you say that I'm targeting these people. When you say that, you create a boundary. And when you create a boundary, there are a lot of people that you leave. And the reason you leave that is because you don't want to do business with them. And you only want to do business with this person. Because for this person, you can make an ecosystem. For this person, you can make a done-for-you agency. For this person, you can make a coaching business. For this person, you can make a software. And you only want to target this person for the start. Later, when we expand this market, we'll include more people. When we expand, right now we are not expanding, we are making something. So when we do that, we are going to do all of this more and more and more and more. So that's why it is important. The clearer this is, the more you create a boundary, the more you create the boundary, the clearer your marketing message, the more of those kind of people will come to you and the more they will buy. And you will be unique in the marketplace because you target a specific customer and you can solve a specific problem for that specific customer. Now, you need to build a business of love. That means the last thing you want to do is hate your business after 3 years of building it into an empire. So I'm going to teach you over here how to build an empire, not a business, an empire. And the last thing should happen is after 3 years, you come and you be like, Himanshu, I'm so grateful that I was able to build a business like this, but I hate it. That's the last thing I want to hear in the world. And the reason I want to hear that at last is because if you don't love your business, it would die. And when you kill it, you're not going to kill a business, you're going to kill an empire. Because you don't love it. And if you don't love it, you'll build stress. If you build stress, you'll kill yourself. Maybe consciously or unconsciously. Later we'll get into that, don't worry. But you may kill yourself. So for that reason, You need to build a business of love that you really love to do, right? You will love to wake up tomorrow and do that business. And you keep on doing that for hundreds of years because you love it. That's what you're made for. So for that reason, make a client avatar so that you don't attract the wrong people into your business and you create a boundary of the exact person that you're looking for, right? And that's why think longevity, think of long term, think of what kind of customers you'd like to serve after 3 years, after 4 years, and try to build a business for them only, because sooner or later they would come if they're not coming today. So if you say, I want to work with top Bollywood celebrities, maybe today they don't come to you, but later they would. So you start with small and then you build from there. As simple as that. Now, how to make one, right? How to make a client avatar? You need to fill a worksheet. You need to be fast and on point. A video is included. You need to think for long term. Do not think of your client avatar for now. You can make 2 worksheets if you want, and that's something I would practice. Make 2 worksheets, one for now and one for the long term. That means in long term, what client do you want? And for now, what client do you want? As simple as that. Be fast and on point. The separate video included separately on client avatar worksheets. Next thing is making your AI based client avatar. For that, you're going to make a 8-face persona. You're going to use ChatGPT, and you're going to make a 8-face persona. For that, I've already given you the prompt. The prompt is this. So I'll copy this prompt. I'll go to ChatGPT. Right? This is the 8-face persona. You basically create 8 things into this. 8 different phases of the persona would come out because of this prompt. Right? Let me explain you. Create a client avatar / persona for a restaurant owner. You can change this to your market, who lives in India. If you are US, type US. If you're Canada, type Canada. And wants Facebook ads, right? To solve the problem of reservations. So you can type Google ads, you can type SEO, you can type coaching, whatever you want to do. Include all the possible things, right? This is a very important statement, or you'll not get an 8-face persona. The moment I press enter, magic happens in front of you. Check this out. You have an 8-face persona in front of you in detail that you can use for yourself. Mind blown? I know you are, right? And this is how the persona works out. And you can use it for multiple parts of your business. If you are not satisfied with this, simply type include more things. The reason you want to include more things is because this will help you fill the worksheet. For example, pain points, personal values, key metrics, business aspirations. Now you will see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8-face persona done because of this. If this did not work on the same time, just type again one more thing, which is include more things again, right? So it was not able to read this. So you simply write it again and it works out. As simple as that. And your client avatar is ready as per AI. Hi guys, welcome to this video, and in this video we'll talk about your client avatar worksheet. Basically what we have done is we have done 6 levels of digging of your customers so that you can get to the perfect client persona that you can think of. Now, the first thing that you see is a give name to your client. Now I'll show you my client. My client is this buddy over here. Okay. I keep this in front of me so that whenever I'm writing copy, when I'm making funnels, whenever I'm thinking about doing something to market to this person, he's in front of me. And if I do this, he shakes his head. So I put it in front of me and I have named him Mr. Iron Man. So my customer name is Mr. Iron Man. Why? Because I feel that Iron Man's story and my story and my customer story are the same. That's why. You can put anything that you want. You can put a Pokemon over here. I don't care. But anyways, you need to give a name to your client. Another company of mine, the name of the client is Mr. Professor. Right? Whatever you feel. First, you put the occupation, descriptor, title. These are assumptions. These are not things that you know for sure. These are assumptions. Basically, what you're doing over here is you're talking to 30, 40 people. Whatever you feel that the idea came out to be put over here. Where do they live? How old are they? What is the level of education? What have they accomplished? Simple questions. Be fast, be on point. Level 1 digging, which is what do they do? How do they spend their week? Now here you need to put some effort, right? Write 1 paragraph. What do they do outside of work? How do they get their news? Do they get through mobile or the newspapers or the magazines or the friends? How do they get that? Level 2 digging. How much do they make annually, monthly? How do they feel about their job? What are the concerns in life? What aspects of their life or personality affects how you market the product to them? That means, for example, over here, something like if someone is an engineer, then if you market to them emotionally, it would not work that well. If someone is a lawyer, And if you do not give proof while marketing them, it would not work out better. See, so think about your market and see what aspect of the life personality would affect how you market them. Write a paragraph. Now you don't need to be the best, because with time you'll fill this worksheet again and again and again. I have filled this worksheet, if I'm not wrong, around 40 times by now in my career, 3 years. So you'll fill that again and again with time. Level 3 taking. Write a little bit about their history. How does the history look like? Like when did they went married? When did they did their graduation? When did the kids happen? All of that. What happened in the past that led them to this point? What happened in the past due to which they're over here right now? Is it COVID? Is it any trauma that they happened in childhood? Is it because of the engineering exam they did? Whatever. Why did they reach over here? How do they feel about what happened in the past? Right? What do they feel about it? Right? So for example, if you are a travel coach, you talk about the trip. If you are a life coach, you talk about the experience. If you're a working professional coach, you talk about the former job, whatever. What are they currently interested because of this event, right? What are they currently interested in because of this event? This simply means that because of this event, this past thing and this particular thing, what are they currently interested in, right? इसकी वजह से क्या क्या interest जाग चुके हैं उनके? So write those interests. Level 4. What is their family and relationship status? Are they married, divorced, single, children or not? How many? Everything in detail. Does the relationship affect how they use your product? If you're a parent coach and you're targeting moms, then if they have a husband, the biggest objection. The biggest objection would be, I need to ask my husband. So now you have to change your marketing because you need to get more conversions. Does your product address any of their concerns regarding their family? Right? Concerns regarding their family. Which simply means that if you have this product, if you sell this product or service, would that help them in their family or anyways? And if that is yes, then you write it over here. Level 5, what is about your product that matters to this person? What is the main thing that matters? Keep all the main things. How does it solve a need, ease pain, or make them feel good? First, write all the ways it solves a need. Then, how does it ease a pain, all the ways, and how does it make them feel good each ways? If I'm selling my mastermind, I'll put yacht party over here, make them feel good. It does not ease the pain, it does not solve a need. It just makes them feel good. How does it improve their life? That means with your product or service, how will it improve their life? Not their business, not their domain, not their job, but how it improves their life. That's the bigger question. Level 6, what sort of thoughts should go in this person's head right before they decide to purchase your product? If I'm selling my mastermind, the thought should go is, it's enough, I want to double, I want to triple in shortest time possible. If I'm selling iSex, it should be, I want a system, I want certainty now, right? So I write all these things that I feel that should be a part of this. You'll start with 1, 2, but the more you ponder, the more you think, the more you'll get them. And lastly, what is the final straw that makes them pull the trigger, right? What is that final thing that you can say? What is the final statement? What is the final word? What is the final trigger that you can say to make them buy? Now, these are all assumptions. You might be wrong, you might be right. That is completely fine. SSG, remember that concept. Move on, start using this, fill the worksheet as soon as possible. Be fast, be on point, get the worksheet done, and your homework will be completed. Hi guys, welcome to another module of iSex, and in this module we'll talk about messaging. And messaging is basically the words of attraction. So if you remember, we know the market, we know the niche, and now we need to attract the exact customer that we are looking for. And for that reason, what we do is we use messaging, which is basically the words of attraction. Now, what do I mean by that? This is what we are going to cover. First, what is the message? Second, why it is important. Third, seed to tree. It is a model that I'll show you so that you can know how to create all forms of communication, because the main reason to make a message is to create all forms of communication. Then worksheet, which is how do you fill the messaging worksheet to create your message. And lastly, how to do the homework. Now, let's understand each one of them in detail. Number one thing, what is it? It is basically the melody for the who, right? So understand this. Let's say you are a person who is, in your car. Now, when you are in your car, and you're going somewhere, you're driving this car somewhere, you have something called as a radio, right? In this car, there's something called as a radio. And there's a radio station. There's basically a tower over there somewhere. And in this tower, there are some signals that comes, right? So now let's say you're tuned into 93.5 FM. If you are on 93.4 or if you're on 93.6, this FM would create some disturbance. If you are 93 or if you're 94, then it would not play out. Basically, you need to go to the exact frequency to attract this, right? So basically, to attract this tower, come to your signal and give you the exact signal that you want, you need to come to exactly 93.5 FM. Now, whatever market you have and whoever you are, so this is the market, this is you. The market is here, the tower, and you are in your car. You need to have something called as a messaging, and this messaging is basically the melody. Melody is what? Melody is the frequency, right? You need to create a frequency, a message, a melody, so that this thing can attract to this thing and finally send your message over here. Because these people would start to come over you automatically if you exactly tune into the frequency of the market. The frequency of the market is called as a messaging. So now we are going to create your messaging, and once your messaging is created, it would basically solve it out. Think about like this: if this is your customer and if this is you right now over here, right, then what you need to see for yourself is this customer would feel this as a big song, as a good melody for himself, once you know what is the messaging. So whenever I say words, you feel like, wow, this is what I want. Wow, this is something I look like for. Wow, this is something that I want to build for myself. Whatever, XYZ. These are your messagings that you're looking out for, and these messages come, these people would come to you if you exactly know what message to say. And this message creates all forms of communication as well. That is also important. That means all the ads, emails and everything, this would be created from here itself. Now, why is it important? Because all forms of communication, as I said, would be created from the message. So basically, you create a message that attracts your target audience. From that message, you get all forms of communication. And all forms of communication are basically your ads, the emails you write, the WhatsApp you send, the funnels that you launch, the headlines that you create. All these things come from the single message, right? For example, what is our messaging? Our messaging is we help experts and service providers to scale/start their business in shortest time using GFS, which is our Godfather system. That's what our messaging is. Who is it for? Expert and service providers. What do we do? Scale or start their business in shortest time using Godfather system. These are the 4 elements of the messaging. Now, since I'm helping experts, from this AI funnel would come out. From this, my emails would come out. From service providers, 1% freelancer would come out. Right, new funnel. Since I'm doing in shortest time, I am doing a 3-day event. Why? Because I do that in the shortest time, right? Scale or start their business. This is KGMM. You see what's happening? All my funnels, all my messaging come from this single thing, and this is basically your all forms of communication. Now let me explain you how this is built with time, right? And for that you need to understand something called as seed to tree. The stronger the roots, better the leaves and fruits. Let me explain you with the diagram. So understand this, right? There's a tree over here. There's a tree, and this tree has some leaves, this tree has some fruits, this tree has some flowers, and it has multiple things with that. Now if I want to get all of these things, right, if I want to get all these flowers, fruits and everything, to get to the best case scenario, what normally people do is they try to take, let's say this is a tap for water, and in this tap they have attached a pipe, and they try to throw water on the whole tree, but that would not work out because this tree has something called as the roots. This is your messaging. You need to just work on your messaging, because the better message you have, and you need to throw water on the roots, the better your messaging you have, the better the fruits would be. And all these things are basically your ads, all these things are your emails, all these things are your WhatsApp, all these things are your funnels, all these things are your headlines, your benefits, even your bonuses, right? The way you speak about your bonuses. Some people have great bonuses, but they don't know how to speak about it. All these things that you have are basically part of your messaging. And that's how this whole thing works. So what you need to do is you need to keep on showering the messaging. Keep on working on this. Keep on making it better. And how do you work on messaging in the start? First, you fill a worksheet. Second, you do one-to-one calls. The more one-to-one calls you do, the better your messaging would be. The better the messaging, the more the fruits, the more the flowers, the more the leaves, the more the better everything. And that's why your ads would come out the best, the emails would be best, WhatsApp would be best, funnels would be best, testimonials would be best, people who say about you would be the best. Everything would get better if the messaging is correct. And that's how this whole diagram works. And you need to understand for yourself that the more you work on messaging, the better it is for your business in the long term. Now, to start building your message, the first thing you need to do is fill a worksheet. Now, when you're filling the worksheet, remember the rules. You need to be fast and on point. FOP, fast and on point. I've included a video specially which covers the whole part of messaging and how to fill the whole message step by step. And the game is to attract the dream client with the message, right? That means you don't want to build a business at the end where wrong set of people are coming to your business. You want the right set of people to come at your business. Maybe your growth is slow, that is totally fine. But right set of people should come to your business, because in the long term, you need to love your business. The more you love your business, the more you will put time into your business. The more you put time in your business, the more money you would make. And that's why you need to create a business you love, so that you can have more time to spend on your business and make more money at the end, and create then finally the impact that you want to create. And to do all of that, you need to start with this. To create a business of love, you need to get the right set of people. This right set of people would come once you have a right client avatar, which you have already made, and then create a right messaging for them. And once this is done, it's a game changer. As simple as that. Hi guys, welcome to another video, and in this video we are going to understand the messaging worksheet. Now, messaging worksheet is divided into two parts. The first is pre-market and the second is post-market, which is live market feedback. Here are simply basically 7 questions. What is the niche, current situation, desired situation? What version number is this hypothesis? So you'll write 1 over here. And the reason you will write 1 over here is because this is your first hypothesis. What we do is, we don't know the perfect message. We create a hypothesis. A hypothesis is basically a theory we have created. Now we test it. If it works, it's practicality. So for example, Newton came be like, I think there's something called gravity. Then he did all the calculation, everything, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, gravity is there. Here's the formula. Here's the number. But first we create a hypothesis. There's something like this maybe existing according to me because of the research I've done. So let me test it out. So that's why I call it myself the mad scientist, because I always do this. And then I move forward in the market. So I can't fail. What is the niche constitution? First hypothesis. Does this niche have its own language slang? So what are some key words, phrases, statements that they use? For example, show operate in the coaching industry. For example, retainer in the agency business. For example, MRR in the software business. These are some words that are used in that industry. So what are some words that only your industry uses and nobody else or the average world does not know about it? Like, for you, it's a good joke. For them, it's like, I don't know. It's basically your inner jokes, right? For example, you have a group of friends. You have your inner joke, right? Nobody else would laugh, but you would laugh like crazily on that. Because that's your inner joke, that's your inner slang, that's your inner words that nobody else understands. So what about your product, your service, your market, your niche? Are there some words? Write them down. Maybe in the first go, you don't get all of them, but with time you will. Start doing this right now, but later you will get. Now, once that is done, you'll define your message in a simple sentence using the message equation. What is the message equation? According to me, this is the equation. I help niche to get result in time dash by your offer. This is not basically niche, but a better explanation would be market. I help market to get result, because market with the result is a niche, in time by offer. I'll tell you the example. I help experts and service providers to start or scale their business in the shortest time possible. You can write 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever you feel, by Godfather system. Let me take another example. I help business owners to get local leads in 2 weeks by ROAS booster. Let's say your agency in that case, right? Now, you will rate this message hypothesis on a scale of 1 to 10 on how well it resonated with your prospects before feedback. So now you've taken out no feedback. You'll just put over here on 1 to 10, what do you feel it is? Let's say I feel a 7. Good. Now you go to live market feedback. In live market feedback, you start crossing off these numbers. I've written numbers from 1 to 50. I would have gone till 85 right now, by the way. You need to just keep on crossing the numbers that you feel. So start crossing off the numbers as you start speaking with the market and testing your hypothesis by making them offers stated in this hypothesis worksheet. You should make at least 20-30 offers before judging your hypothesis. So 1 would be crossed off. You'll put a cross over here like this. Once you have done 20-30 offers, that means you have gone on one-to-one calls, pitched to 20 people. You are like, I think now I have to go to the worksheet back. So every 20 offers, go to the worksheet, message hypothesis worksheet, fill the worksheet again, rate it yourself again, and cross the 1. Then 20 offers, come back, fill again, cross 2. 20 offers, come back, fill again, cross 3. And you'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 like this to till lifelong, so that you always have the best message in the market for yourself. Now, once that is done, you will write what words or phrases do you hear your prospects repeating over and again. So maybe you say that, they use the word called as show up rate again and again. They use the word called as conversion rate again and again. So write all those things, whatever you heard on the 20 calls. What stories do your prospects like to tell that seem to recur across multiple calls? What stories do the prospects like to tell? Right? What stories do they do? Right? 1, 2, 3, whatever they are. So you put that down, right? What stories do your prospects like to tell? Maybe the story of how their kids are growing up, but their business is not. How they need to fill up EMIs, how they have a home loan and they need to fill that, whatever, XYZ, you pull that up. How they are into weight loss and it has been, they have a marriage very soon, but they're not able to lose the weight, whatever. What metaphors or analogies do your prospect use? Right? What do they compare with? What metaphors do they give? What analogy do they give to explain something? Right? Then what things does your prospect appear to be bored or saddened talking about? That means, what are they bored about? Write all of that. Then what are they sad about? Write all of that. What things does your prospect appear to be excited and energized talking about? So when I talk about vision board, everyone gets excited. Yes, we'll make one. When I talk about goals, energized, like everyone wants to do. When I talk about let's do some maths, I'm bored. I don't want to do it. When I talk about competition, they're sad. See what is happening? Like emotions are changing because the topics are touched. So I need to write all of that so that I know what is working. Then what word, sentence, phrases that you use did not resonate with your prospects? Maybe you say something and they're like, no, that is not the case. Write that down because you don't want to repeat that. They don't want to listen to that. You don't say that. As simple as that. A good rapper always say the lyrics that his audience wants to listen. Right? A good writer writes in the language that the audience wants to read in. If Shakespeare writes in Marathi, US would hate him because they can't understand it. As simple as that. Right? Next. What word, statements, phrases that you use that resonate prospects with? For example, when I say SSG, you all resonate. When I say DML, you're like, very nice. Right? All these things make you resonate with me. So I've written those down. That's why I know it would work for you. And that's why I use them every single time, because then you resonate with me. So I write them down. Number 9, to emphasize the key points, what are some of your best metaphors and analogies? For example, one of the analogy I gave in the messaging one was, you are in a car, there's a radio tower, the signal came. What I'm doing, I'm giving an analogy. I'm comparing the topic with the topic so that you can understand the topic. Make sense? Later we'll talk about Darwin's theory, Charles Darwin theory. So we'll put that up, we'll understand that up. And I'll tell you how to use that to make your MVP, MBO, and POC. So again, analogies. So the more analogies you have, the better you of a teacher, the better of an agency owner you are, because you can explain bigger concepts to people normally. Rate your message hypothesis after filling all these questions on a 1 to 10. So you fill these 9 questions. Now create the new message. Once you get the new message here, you rate your message hypothesis on a scale of 1 to 10 on how well it resonated with your prospects after feedback. Now, once that is done, based on the above statement, which you can improve your message hypothesis. So, अभी आपने अगर 7 लिखा तो 8 कैसे करोगे? Write over here the answer of that. Now, after making at least 20-30 offers, after making them offers, form ideas of improvement, and then move from next message hypothesis and then repeat again. So you keep on repeating again and again. The reason we are doing this worksheet so that you can create a better message. The better the message, the better all forms of communication. Your ads would be better, your email would be better, your SMS would be better, your WhatsApp would be better, your funnel would be better, your headline would be better. Everything would be better. That's why you work on the message a lot. And that's why we keep on crossing every 20 offers so that we know what is working. So now one and done, 20 offers you will pitch, come back over here, cross the second one, fill it again. Now, the reason we do that is so that we can get 2 things from here in the long term. When you create your webinars, when you do all of that. Number 1 thing is called as hero introduction. Number 2 is called as purple offer creation. You need to do these 2 things to make your funnel work like super crazy. And for that, we need to have a good message as well. So I hope you got value in this and you're going to fill this worksheet. Be fast, be on point, get it done.
Now, if you want all the templates, all the worksheets, everything that I'm explaining in this video, this is a QR code that you can scan right now to get all the resources of this video, as well as the notes that you can go through of this video.
Hi guys, welcome to another module of ISEX, and in this particular module we are going to understand something called as unique selling proposition. If you want to make a brand for the long term, if you want to build something really big, and people, when you enter a room, people feel like, oh my god, Shah Rukh Khan has come. If you want to get that Don kind of feeling, you need something called as USP, because that will help you build the brand. If somehow you are able to create a brand, then let me tell you, you will never be out of talent. Why? Because the top people want to work for the top people, as simple as that. The top people want to work for the top brands, and because they want to do that, you need to build a brand. brand so that you get the top team. Secondly, if you have a brand, your referrals, word of mouth and everything would skyrocket because you have a brand, and you have a brand for results, not for the brand of just showbazi and all, because most of the coaches do what is showbazi. Kitna ho sakta hai? I roam in private jets, I do yacht parties. I don't show off to the limits that I can. I don't do all of that because I don't like it. But I want to show off results, right? That's the main thing that I want to do. And thirdly, more and more collabs, more and more joint ventures, more and more things would come out to you because you are able to do that. So that's how this whole thing works. Now, what we are going to cover, what is USP, what is different versus better, competition analysis, can you put a guarantee or not, long-term thinking, collabs, out of industry look, and worksheet. So number one thing, what is USP? A USP is simply called as a point of difference. That means what is the difference between you and what everyone else is doing. So this is you over here, right? And out of you, this is everyone else, right? So this else. Now, if a customer is looking at two things, that means you and anywhere else, do they see a differentiation in you, right? Do they see a differentiation in you, that why you are different, right? If they don't have a differentiation, they would do the same thing. I'll tell you what my customers look for. First of all, Himanshu, speed is super high. Like the speed at which you'll get results over here is unparalleled to anyone else, right? That's number one thing. Number two, Himanshu, you are more of do rather than think, because most people are think, mindset and all of that. So you're more of a doer kind of thing. Do this, do this, do this. Third, your system is easy and simple to implement, right? I don't need to understand WordPress and this and that and all of that. It's like easy and simple. Click this, do this, click this, do this. Right? This is what we have gone as a feedback from our customers, right? Which makes us as a USP. This is all our USPs, right? And nobody can beat your USP. They can copy a product, they can copy your everything, but they can't copy your USP, as simple as that. Because USP, the way you think, USP is the way you operate. Now, different versus better. What we have been taught is you need to make better things, right? So if there's a phone in the market, create a better phone. If there's a laptop in the market, create a better laptop. I'll tell you one thing. If HP has one laptop and Dell makes a better laptop, and Asus creates ROG Strix, which is even better of a laptop, and then we get Alienware as one more laptop, and this happens. It's a chain of better. This is better than this. This is better than this. This is better than this. It's a chain of better. A chain of better is worse than something called as differentiation. And then comes MacBook. I have used all of them. Let me tell you, much better than this. But this is different. This is not a laptop. It's a MacBook. Every one of this is a laptop. It may be a gaming laptop. It can be an office laptop, whatever. But this is a MacBook. Differentiation. You need to be different. You don't need to be better, right? People buy different, not better. If you can't showcase yourself as different, automatically, without even telling, without even opening your mouth, if everyone does not know that you're different, you are going to just play the better game. And the better game is only two things. Either you increase the value or you decrease the price. That's only the two ways, right? Here's the case. People in India are lazy. So value creation is a far different game. Plus, 99.99% coaches are only the work of copy paste. US में किसी कोच ने कुछ सिखाया, इंडिया में क्या copy paste कर दो. Any affiliate marketer in US teaching something, come in India and copy paste. 99.99%. You take any name in India, I can tell they have no original concepts of them. Copy paste, copy paste. They come 3 years, they make money, then out of business. As simple as that. Because what they do is no value creation, copy pasting. That copy pasting has worked out for them till now, and they made huge money. But now the game is of value creation. Right? So either you can increase your value, right? So that you can become better, or you can decrease your price. What do most coaches do? Obviously this. They keep on decreasing price, launch new products, do some product launch, blah, 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 make short-term money. In their Razorpay account, this is their Razorpay account, they get good spikes. But there's no consistency. If you see my Razorpay is consistent, 2.5 crores, boom, consistent. Right? Not from like 1 month, 2 months, like 8 months, 9 months, consistent, keep on going and keeps on increasing. And my Razorpay looks like this. Though it has spikes, it has also spikes in between, but it's not like only spikes. If you see most coaches, they're like, blah, spike, blah, spike, blah, something worked, blah, something worked. This is not how your Razorpay should look like. Your Razorpay should be more of like, you're constantly growing and then there's a spike. Then they're constantly growing, then a spike. Then constantly growing, then spike. Then constantly growing, then spike. And this is how your Razorpay should look like. If it does not look like this, then it's a problem at the end, right? So you need to be different, not better. The different you are, the better it is. As simple as that. Now, next is competition analysis. Now, to become different, you need to know how to be different, right? Because if you don't see different shapes in the market, you will not know what shape to become. So if you see there's a triangle, if you see there's a circle, if you see there's an oval, if you see there's a square, Then finally, you can decide to become a pentagon, octagon, or whatever you want to become, right? A different shape. You can become a trapezium then. You can become different once you know what are the shapes are. So to get those shapes, we do something called as competition analysis. Who is your competition? What do they do? And how are they selling they are different? Who are they? What do they do? And how they say that they are different, right? Now, now what we are going to do is we're going to create a tracker to track your competition, right? What most people do is they see a normal reel, they're like, oh, my competition is doing, let me do this. They see a new launch, they're like, oh, I will also do this. They see this, I'll also do this. That's not a proper way. What you need is competition analysis tracker. I made a separate video on that, on how to fill that up and everything. But basically, you try to do three things over there. Number one, you try to get more and more ideas. Is there ad creative something unique? Is there email something unique? Is there SMS something unique? Is there WhatsApp something unique? Is there funnel something unique? Do they have a OTO? What is their bump? Ideas, right? Second, awareness. Awareness. How aware they are. Are they using some bumps? Oh, they don't know about it. Cool. Are they using some OTOs? Are they using PPVs into their webinars, post-pitch bonuses? Are they having multiple conversion mechanisms or only single conversion mechanism? Awareness. And third, journey. What is their customer journey? Are they doing a workshop and then a call and then a product? Or are they selling workshop L1, L2, L3? Or are they doing webinar L1, L2, L3? Or are they doing webinar call product? Are they doing VSL funnel? Are they doing front-end products? What is their journey looking like? Once you know all of these, you can track your competition, and it's on a sheet. Whenever you're sitting down to create a funnel, you just go through the competition sheet again and again. You know what is not working, what is working. And as per the sheet, you see what things you can take that is good from them. Take the good things, put your differentiation factor, boom, you have a new thing, and you're different plus better than them, right? You're not only different, you're different plus better, because you're different on your flavor and you're better than them because you know what they're doing. And that's why you would always win out. I'll show you my competition tracking sheet. I'll not show you, but I'm just telling you, you'll be mind blown. You would be blown away by seeing how detailed I go about every competition and about everything I know about them. What's their name? What's their wife name? How many kids they have? Like that detail I go. You don't need to go in that detail. You don't only care about business. But when I talk about my competition, I know better than they themselves who they are, right? I can guess what is the next funnel. I have done this with my team. I predicted that next email is going to be this, and it has been coming like that. I can predict that in this webinar they will do this, and this bonus is going to be this. Like I can do all of that now because I've got the gut feeling of how it works, and that's why I can be better than everyone, because I know about them. They don't know about me because they've not spent the hours. As simple as that, right? So if I know about them and they don't know about me, I'm on an advantage automatically because I have more intel than them about them, which makes me unstoppable. As simple as that. Now, one of the questions that come again and again in this module is why a guarantee can also be a USP, right? First, can a guarantee be a USP? Yes, it can be. Yes, your guarantee can be your USP. But why a guarantee can also be a USP is because nobody's able to give guarantees. Because what happens is when you give guarantees, there are two things. Number one, you are telling that your product is superior than everyone. So the better establishment is automatically done because you're giving a guarantee and nobody else is giving. So what does that tells the market? That, hey bro, I'm giving a guarantee nobody else is giving. So my product would be automatically better. That automatically understand. Why would a person give guarantee? Because the product is good. As simple as that. Because of this, if your product is good, that means there is either of the three things happening in your product, right? Number one, either your speed is very high, right? Either your process is really amazing, like really, really superior, amazing process, or your ability of implementation, right? Ability of implementation. That means when people come, they can implement. Either of these three things are happening, due to which your product is superior than the market, due to which you can put a guarantee. And if you have these three things, automatically you have created a USP for yourself. One of our USP is speed, right? One of our USP is process. One of your abilities implementation process. If you are in ISEX, then one of the things is that we give you a coach, right? The reason we give you a coach is so that you can implement everything, right? Second, process. Is that process easy and simple? Yeah, it is. Speed, can you do it fast? Very fast. You can launch in 24 hours. 24 hours is also a lot. 6 hours, right? So if these things are there, product is good, I can give a guarantee. Does that make sense? That's why guarantees can also become USP. So think about on all these three places you can play, because if you can play on this, and you have a product that can do all of these three things, you can give a guarantee. But you are saying, I have all this, but I will not give a guarantee. That shows me something about you. Actually, you don't have these. You're just saying you have these, right? So it's a clear indication that you have these. If you are giving a guarantee, I can understand that you have three, or else economics would fail because everyone would ask for a refund and you're gone out. As simple as that. Now comes long-term thinking, right? So USP comes with time. Supporting difference can come today. Understand this, that a USP is like one thing why you are the most unique one in the market. One thing. Now, every USP creates more and more supporting difference. Supporting difference 1, supporting difference 2, supporting difference 3. Supporting difference is why you are different and how does the USP support that. So for example, our USP that we look for is for process with highest speed. That's a USP. Nobody can beat that in the market. Nobody means nobody. I know that. Now, what is supporting difference? Number 1, we give you accountability coach. Most people don't. Supporting difference 2, we do an event at our cost, which is going from our pockets as profits, but we do that so that you get more and more results, right? So that you can implement fast in the 3-day event itself. Supporting difference 3, we have implemented everything ourselves in multiple niches and then we are teaching you. So we implement and teach. These are our supporting differences. Does that make sense? Now, what comes first, supporting difference or USP? Supporting differences. A lot of supporting difference will come and then later you'll know your USP, which is basically in the long term. That's why you need to create a long-term thinking. You cannot just fill a sheet and get your USP. When you'll fill the worksheet I gave you, you are going to create multiple supporting differences for yourself, right? All these supporting differences. And with time, you'll have like 10, 20 supporting differences. When you have that, automatically in 1 year, maybe 2 years, I took 3 years, by the way, maybe in 2 years, 3 years, you finally get your USP. It's like, this is the best thing we are for. And now we can charge any amount we want because we have this USP. For my mastermind, I charge 40 lakhs plus GST. Why do I do that? Why would people pay me that amount? It's because of only one thing, USP. I have a USP that no one else has. As simple as that, right? So that's how this works. Then, now what you need to do is you need to look for collabs. What does that mean? Now, collabs means not to collaborate with them, but to collabs in the sense of looking for people whom you can collaborate on an ideation basis. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to open your WhatsApp right now. On your WhatsApp, on your phone, there would be multiple contacts that you chat with every single day. Keep on scrolling down and then keep on finding people who are selling something. And then once you see that he's selling something, simply see, does he has a USP? If you feel like, oh, this man is a USP, man, I know him for something. There's something that he does that nobody else can. There's something that he does nobody else can. There's something he does that nobody else can. And find 3, 4, 5, maybe 10, whatever people you find over there. And simply in your friend list, who is making the most? And what are they giving which makes people buy? So if you see they have a USP, chances are they're making the most money. If they're making the most money, simply see what are they giving, due to which the USP is built. And for the 3, 4, 5, 10 people, you'll start finding their unique USPs. And from there, you'll get the ideas for your supporting difference, right? Ideas for supporting difference. And you'll get multiple ideas for this supporting difference, due to which in time, you can create your USP faster because you can see what other people are doing. So that's how collabs work. And because of these collabs, because of these people who are giving you supporting difference, because you are also player of USP, they're also player USP, with time you will create a synchronization, and the synchronization would be of that you are also the best, they're also the best, and that's why collab would come out, right? And you will see after 6 months, 8 months, they're collaborating with you on something. Why? Because you did this activity. Now the next thing is out of industry look. One of the best ways to create USPs or to create the best of the things in your business is to do out of industry look. What is that? What I am in is called as coaching industry. What you may be in is called as service industry. What you may be in is called as software industry. Whatever industry you are in, what you need to do is you need to look for outside things and then put into your industries. For example, there's something in coaching industry called as referrals. Nobody in the country is understanding what is referrals and using them. We use referrals to the highest limits. Not the highest. There's 2 people who do better than me, but I would say I'm the third. And this is basically referrals, right? Nobody in the coaching industry cares about referral. They're all about drive traffic, get more people, just fill out the webinar and just sell and move. They don't care about referrals. Another thing is follow-ups. Coaching industry is really bad at follow-ups. We are excellent at follow-ups. If we feel that you are interested, you are someone who can really get results, we'll do anything to get the person enrolled, because we are really good at follow-ups. Where did I learn referrals? Where I learned referrals from the service industry. It was never taught in the coaching industry. Nobody teaches that. I learned from service industry, applied into my industry. Follow-ups, right? Again, service industry, because they only work with 10 people and they have like 100 leads. They keep on following up so that they get their high ticket one client. So it's again from service industry. One thing, which is called as making a product that nobody else can. In coaching industry, you'll see nobody has a workshop on how to create a good product. Nobody focuses on, like, if you see till now, I've just worked upon how do you build a business that you love, not how do you make a business that make crores. If you love a business, you'll automatically make crores. But most people don't talk about it. Well, I talk about product. If you see the SaaS industry, nobody talks about marketing. They're like, fuck marketing. Marketing is, there's a saying in SaaS industry, softwares. My friends who are in Silicon Valley, my friends who are in Bangalore, they say this, that if you are running ads to your product is really bad. And think about it, it's actually true. Let's say there's a product called Truecaller. Did you saw an ad of that? No, you downloaded it without the ad. That means the product is really good. Right? Subway Surfers, if you have played that game. No ad, but you downloaded that game and millions of people have done that. That means the product is so good that you don't need advertising. I learned this from SaaS. How can we create a product that sells self-sufficient? And I applied that in the coaching industry. And my 40 lakhs plus GST, right now I have 62 members in my mastermind. Everyone has come through a referral because the product is so good. Does that make sense? Right? So look out of your industry, look for real estate, look in the stock industry, look in the service industry, software industry, telecom industry, look at multiple places and see what people are doing. Right? And then you would understand, oh, this is how it works. And then you start putting new things and then you'll get breakthroughs. Because when you merge two industries, when you take a strategy of one industry and put it into the industry you are in, you would see magics happening. Magic. Right now I'm doing a test, which is I'm testing a webinar for a travel agency. So you see people who are selling this Manali packages, Andaman Nicobar package and all of that. There's demand for that. People want to go. People want a good offer as well. What if you sell through webinars? Imagine I create a free webinar, which is your full guide on Manali. When I do the whole webinar, I teach them this is where you go, this is a good place, this is a good place. I show them photos of my going to Manali. And then I'll sell a travel package of Make My Trip or some company. Let's see how it works. I'm going to do a test just to see how it works. Imagine it works. The whole travel agency, the whole travel industry have changed. Because now every travel agency does webinars. Wow. Crazy. Think about it, right? So what I do, I put coaching industry stuff into other industry. Coaching industry known for webinars. I put their webinars into some other industry. One of my clients, Sridhar, he was able to close, I think, properties worth 65 crores using webinars. So we put webinars into real estate industry. So he is a coach as well. He teaches real estate. He's in my mastermind. He came and he's like, Himanshu, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, put webinars into real estate. Try what happens. So he basically invited all his people. Be like, I'm doing an online showcase of properties. People joined. He showcased all the properties. He did a webinar and he got 60 crore worth of booking. Imagine that for a second. Hundreds of people in the webinar. He showcased the property, told the price, told the booking amount, told the price, told the booking amount. New property, new price, booking amount. New property, new price, new booking amount. And boom, he made 60 crores in booking amounts. Imagine how powerful is that. Right? I think it's 60 or 70. I'm not exactly known, but approximately he made that much. How? Why? Because he did out of industry look. So you need to do out of industry look as well, so that you build a USP with that as well, because that can also become a USP. Hi guys, welcome to another video, and in this video we will talk about your USP sheet. Now in this USP sheet, we have around 9 to 10 things that you need to fill out, right? Let me read out the first paragraph for you. If you want to take your consulting business to next level, it's mandatory that you have a clear and compelling USP, something that differentiates you from the rest of the market and the competition. Complete this worksheet to gain insight on what makes you and your offer different, so that you can gather these essential resources to later use in molding your offer, advertising, and overall business strategy. Number 1, what is the niche? Write it down. Current situation, write it down. Desired situation, write it down. Super awesome. Now once you have done this, the next thing that is very important to know is your transformation. How do you get them from the current situation to the desired situation? That means if this is your CS and if this is your DS, how do you get them from here to here, step by step? That is what you need to know. Step by step, all these things. Once you have written that down, that is your transformation chart. Once your transformation chart is ready, the next thing you need to ask is, does anybody else helps them make this transformation that is similar, and be honest yourself. So look at your competition sheet and write all of these things so you can check the competitor tracker for reference. Once that is done, in your opinion, what makes you different from other competitors helping people make this same or similar transformation? That means what makes you different from other competitors. So now it comes something called as USP, right? So you would come over here and you would simply tell about your USP. Now, if this is the process that they're going for, then is your process unique? First, the thing is your process unique? Because most people's process is not unique. If they're teaching webinars, I also teach webinars. Everyone else is teaching webinars. What's the unique in that? I don't teach this. This is a part of my whole process. In my whole process, this much it is, then this much it is, then this much more, then this much more, then this much more. It's like multiple things. It is just a very small part of my whole big ecosystem that I have, right? So you see, is your process unique? If it is not, how can you make it? That's the first thing. Now, second, if you have clients, the best way to determine your USP is to private message them on Facebook, WhatsApp, whatever, and send them an email asking why they purchased from you instead of somebody else. If you have clients, you must do this for feedback. So simply ask your clients, why am I unique? Why did you buy from me? Not anybody else in the market. They will tell you, you are very great, sir. You can change my life, blah, blah. Don't listen to that. Be like, what's the specific thing due to which you bought? Oh, because I bought this bonus. Because I felt dash. Because I found dash. These are things that you're looking for, so that you know that you're really good at this, and that's your feedback for USP. So fill all of that over here. What you can do is, once you have private messaged them on WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, whatever wherever your clients are. If you don't have any clients, leave this. If you have clients, then you do this. Whatever feedback you get, right? Whatever feedback you get, simply put all of that in a Google form, right? Create a Google form. You can send the Google form to them, but basically people don't put much detail. Ask them on phone, ask them on message. They'll communicate more clearly. Put all of that in a Google form so that you can have the data on a Google sheet. And then you keep on doing that for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. At the end, you will have a lot of feedback, like hundreds and 200 of people said XYZ about you. Then you see the common pattern in that, and finally you will have the answer, right? So looking at the raw answers that they're giving, right? The raw answers they're giving, raw verbatim feedback from your clients, summarize it, and now you will have something called as a primary difference, right? You can put all of this in a word cloud. What is a word cloud? Well, basically put this whole paragraph. It summarizes it into 2-3 words, and then you have your 2-3 words that are main, right? Simply Google word cloud, you'll get about it, right? So you get an answer for yourself because of that. So we get basically the primary difference because of that. Now, looking at the feedback, how would you summarize the next 3 USPs that they perceive? And these are your supporting differences. These are not your main differences. We learned about it, right? So what is your supporting difference 1, supporting difference 2, supporting difference 3, supporting difference 4, whatever they are, keep on writing. And with time after that, you would be able to find your USP because of this. Be fast, be on point, use this worksheet and write it as soon as possible so that you have your supporting difference and you can start selling yourself. Hi guys, welcome to another module of ISEX, and in this module we are going to talk about MVP, which is your minimum viable product. Most people try what to do is create a best product in the world and then get to know about 3 years, after 2 years, after 1 year, after 6 months, that nobody's going to buy this. It's useless, and that's a very hard position to be in. I have done 2 startups in the start of my career, FameNick and FibHub, which are platforms that we raised money for. These are platforms we got users for. We did everything. And then later, after 1 year of putting into FameNick and 6 months putting into FibHub, we understood market does not want this. And that is the most painful situation, because you put your all resource, money, energy, time, effort into that, and then you get to know it does not work. So it becomes a problem for you. And that's why we need to go with the concept of MVP. What we'll cover? We'll cover how to sell, the art of selling one thing, selling before build, natural selection, our natural selection process, product market fit, what is POC, MVO, and MVP, ideating, which is chunking, boarding it up on a whiteboard, and how to put that into software later, and then lastly cutting it down. Now, the number one thing that we start is sell one thing, which simply means you need to be the master of one thing. Build more sales process, not sellable products. I'll tell you what happens normally with agencies or coaches. What you do is you start up with something called as a product, right? So let's say you have a product or you have a service. You start with this thing, and then you start getting some customers for it, and you're happy. Yay, you're making some money, everything is going good, everything is nice, and you start building this, right? So you start making a product or a service as you get more and more people into this. Now, when this process is happening, the number one problem that you face with that is more and more customers are coming, but after some time it would stagnate. So your graph would look something like this. You would scale, and then it would some stabilize. So what most people do is they create a new product, right? In coaching language, it's called as L1 ke baad L2. They create the level 2, they create the level 3, and all this bullshit. This is the most bullshit concept, by the way, ever. So once they do this, they start to create the L2, L3, and boom, they see some growth after that, and then again stagnate. Then they launch third product, again this, then again this, and they grow their company like this. In the overall thing, they see they're getting progress, but actually this is not progress, because now they can't launch any more L5, L8, L9. And that's the simple truth. You can't launch it because you don't have time. And every offer should be better than this offer. So 2 should be better than 1. And 3 should be better than 2. And 4 should be better than 3. How can you keep on creating a better thing? And why would the customers keep on escalating for you? Similarly happens with agencies, right? In agencies, it's called as service 1, service 2, service 3. So S1, S2, S3. And the moment they do that, the moment they start stagnating their company, first they launch service 1, which is, let's say, Facebook ads. Then they launch video production. Then they launch video editing and graphic designing. And they keep doing that, and they keep getting to a position where 1, 2, 3, 4, they keep on launching, and then they stagnate. So they get more customers for the short term, but they're killing themselves for the long term. Instead of that, what you need to build is more sales processes, not more products. Let me give you my analogy of how I think it. Let's say I have a product or service. Again, the same example, I start getting some customers for it. I'm happy, I'm making some money, my business is growing, very good. And according to the graph, now I saturate. So I was growing and then I saturate. Now, the moment I am not getting customers, it's not because my product or service is not for enough market. Market is very, very big. We are going to do an activity later, which is called as how big is the market activity, right? Market analysis activity, in which you will understand how big is your market. So you will get to know that your market is very big. There are a lot of people who want to buy things from you. But the problem that you're facing is only one thing, which is the people who are coming in are not liking that sales process anymore. So you have saturated a sales process, you have saturated a product or service. So let's say these customers were coming through you through a ebook funnel, right? So let's say you sell a service. You are maybe let's take any agency. You are a graphic designing agency, right? For example, right? So let me clear this off. You are a graphic design agency and you give a service of graphic designing. You have a simple offer. In 30K, I will create 30 graphics in a month. Simple, very simple offer. Now you start getting customers and you get your first 4 customers and you're happy. You're making 1,20,000 a month. Super awesome deal. Everything is good. And what you were using was organically using your Instagram and you were getting these customers organically. Now, since you have a set number of followers, this was saturated after some time and the number of customers you were getting per month will go less. Now what you do not launch one more service. With this, you don't launch video editing service. And once you launch this, you get 2 more customers and feel like your business grow. This is not how it works. That's the wrong way to think about it. Instead of that, you build a new sales process. Now you launch maybe an ebook funnel with a 1-to-1 call. Then you maybe launch a webinar, get them to a 1-to-1 call, sell your service again. Then maybe you launching a $299 template collection. From there, you sell a 1-to-1 call. From there, you sell a service. And boom, you will see more and more customers coming again to you. So basically, building a sales process is much easier because this can be automated very easily. This automation is very difficult because you need to hire more and more people. This is operation headache. While a sales process can be automated because this is a template collection already automated. 1-to-1 call, your closer will take automated. Sell the service, kaam khatam. This is already automated. Ebook is automated. 1-to-1 call is automated. Webinar can be automated. 1-to-1 call with the closer service again. So you see, this whole thing is automated. You don't need to sell this. Let me give you my example. I have something called as ISEX. To sell this ISEX, we have 2 processes. Number 1 is KGMM. Number 2 is a 1-to-1 call. Maybe I add later sometime, but for now we have these 2 processes. Right? This is a process. Now, my only thing, first we only had 1-to-1, later we have added KGMM as a 3-day, right? Earlier we used to add only 1-to-1. Now, what I do is I don't create ISEX ke baad one more product or one more product. I have something called as ICE 2.0, which is my mastermind, but that 2.0 is not for my profits and revenues. We have created this 2.0 so that we can do experiments and we have top clients in consulting with us. That's why we made this, right? And this is not something that is an upsell of this. I don't have any upsell of ISEX. There are some people like out of 100, because the price of 2.0 right now is 40 lakhs plus GST. Not everyone would buy that. I know out of 100, maybe one after 1 year of completing I6, maybe they buy after that. And I don't care if they buy or not. I simply don't care. It's just a separate thing that we have created. It has a separate sales process. It has only referrals as a sales process for now. We only do referrals to get these people, right? Now I6, one-to-one and KGMM. Now what I do is I basically do AI funnel workshop. Then I do appointments workshop. Then my team member Shruti does a workshop. Then I launch one more workshop, paid newsletter. Then I have a product called Infinite Ad Generator. Then I have remote closing secrets. I launch all these things and send all of them people to KGMM. All these people to one-to-one call. And then they get the I6. Now if I like Himanshu, let's say I6 ke liye we're getting 100 customers a month. Now you're like, Himanshu, how do I scale this? Well, just add more front ends, add more sales process, add more sales process, not sellable products. I will not add I6 ki jagah, oh, people can't pay 1 lakh. So let me create something of 20K. No, that's not the thing I'm going to do. I am the master of this thing. This thing can beat anyone in the market. The program that you are in, nobody can create a better program than this. I can sign it on a paper and give it to you. Nobody has a better program than this. Nobody can create this, because what they have done is they have created their L1, their L2, their L3, their L4, their L5. And how much can you focus on this? How can someone build 5 products? From past 3.5 years, I'm only focusing on 1 product. And from past 3.5 years, you're focusing on 5 products. How can you build a better product than me? It is impossible, because you're focusing on 5 things, I'm focusing on 1 thing. So I would build a better product than anyone else. And due to this, I will get more word of mouth. I will get more success case studies. I will get more referrals. I will get more of these things again and again, because I'm focusing on 1 thing. So every one of you would be having your 1 main service, 1 main product, 1 main thing. Then you would be having a 1 conversion mechanism. This is called as a conversion mechanism. This is called as your product or service. And this is called as your front ends. So every one of you would be having infinite front ends. The more you have, the better it is. Second, you will have 2 conversion mechanisms. Later it would become 3. And then from there, you'll have 1 product or service. That's it. That's your company. With this alone, you can scale to 2.5 crores a month. Imagine 100 people are coming a month and paying me 1 lakh. That's once you are done just from this. Forget people who are buying this and this. Forget people who are buying this. Right? Now, with this, we have built 2 products. One is backend closers, which is for the company of backend closers. And we have one more thing, which is automation empire, right? Internet automation empire. And this is basically a separate product we just created because of my one team member Shruti, who had excellent knowledge in automation, and I thought people should get this. I'm not a big automator. Shruti is a big automator. In this modules also, Shruti ke beech mein things would come. So we have created a separate product which is only of 3K, just to help more people with automation, because we are getting a huge demand and they don't want to get an I6 because they already have a big business, everything is running, they just want automation. And Shruti already had her agency, which we have closed now, we don't work on it anymore. And because of that reason, we've launched this product to help more people. That's it. We don't have anything else except that. So you see what I do? I have 1 product or service. I have conversion mechanism 1, conversion mechanism 2. You will have 3 because I'm also launching the 3rd one very soon. And then I have front end, and these front ends are infinite. The more I launch, the better it is. From here to here and from here to here. As simple as that. So you create more sales process and you will not create more sellable products. The more products you create, the more you're saturating your company for the long term, because you cannot create something that is really good. Short term, you will get clients. Long term, you will be always stuck. Now, once this is covered, we need to come to the second thing, which is sell before building. That means the first thing that you're going to create is a product or service. So for me, it is I6. It took me 3 years to come to a position of I6 is the best in the market. 3 years. Imagine how much effort would we gone into this. Understanding each concept, going in deep of that, making people understand it, doing everything possible. It took me 3 years to do that, which is basically my POC. So I got POC of I6 in 4 months only. I know this would work. People would get results. And now it is something which is called as really a product. But earlier it was something called as a MVP, a minimum viable product, right? How it went from minimum viable product to product? By getting a POC, proof of concept. Proof of concept is done of 3 things. First, people are liking it. Second, I am able to sell it. Third, results. Likability, sellability, and is it getting results? These are the 3 things which tell you that you have a POC. And what you do is only sell and test. Now, Once I6 is made, we had something called as a one-to-one call as a sales process. Now again, I sell it and I test it. Oh, it's working, very nice. Boom. Now let's test KGMM. Oh, it's selling and working. Boom. Template vault. Let's sell it, test it. Boom, it's working. Boom. AI funnel. Oh, it's working and testing. Boom. AI appointments. Oh, it's working and testing. Boom. 6-step to 6-figure workshop. Oh, it's working. Super awesome. Boom. You see what I'm doing? I'm simply doing this process again and again to get people to the one thing that I want to give them so that they can build a business that they want. So basically, I sell before I build. I sell before I build. What does that mean? Do you think KGMM for batch 1, the first batch of KGMM that would have ever happened, do you think I would have built the whole course? I would have built the whole 3-day and I would have practiced 60 times before delivering it? No, I sold it. Hundreds of people bought it for the first batch. And then I was like, let's prepare this now. And then I built all the bonuses, all the materials, all the 3-day and everything. And then I did the batch 1. Oh, it's working. Super nice. This is my new process. One-to-one calls. I'm selling it and testing it. Oh, it's selling. Nice. People come on a call. Then I need to give the product. I always sell. I never build the product. ICE also. It was called first ICE 1.0. Right? So I sold it. I sold it to 3 people. One from Dubai, one lady from Dubai, one was a life coach, one was a corporate trainer. These 3 people I sold, then I created the product with them. The MVP. Template vault. Sold, got around 63 sales on the first day, created the product after that. I basically ideate. I sell it and then I build it. You always sell before build. The reason you sell before build is so that you know that it will work. You do not. If I template vault is collection of 300 plus templates. Imagine the headache of creating 300 templates. It's too hard. Every should be graphic designed, branded, template is wrong or not, spelling mistakes or not, everything like that. Once that is done, then I would know, oh, this works or not. This is a big problem for yourself. So what you do in that case is you basically sell template vault. I got 60 sales. I'm like, oh, this is working. I'm getting profits in this. Super awesome. Now let's build. So we pause the campaign. Once we made the templates, now we play the campaign again. And I know it will work. Why? Because it has already worked in the past. So I do a 2-day, 3-day test and we will know that it would work or not. Similarly for this and everything of you. So if you don't have a product right now, you're going to sell the product first and then build later. Do not focus on how do I build the best product in the world. Just ideate. I'll show you how to ideate in the MVP section. And then you just start moving forward. As simple as that. Now, the next thing is natural selection, which is Charles Darwin theory. Now, you need to understand that everything that you ideate to sell in the market and then later build, this ideation, everything would not work out. Why? Because of something called as natural selection. Now, let me explain you what is natural selection in the most basic manner you can imagine. It is basically this. So understand this. Let's say there's a population of mice has moved into a new area, right? And the rocks are very dark. So it's basically dark rocks, right? Due to natural genetic variation, some mice are black and some are white, right? So for example, some humans are white, some are black. Similarly, some funnels are high converting, some funnels are not. Similarly, some markets are really good, some markets are not. Similarly, basically every market is good, but for you, for specifically you, for this eagle, that is you. For this eagle, some markets are good, some markets are not. Some emails are really good, some emails are not. So it's basically like that. So some are white, some are black. Now, if an eagle is flying on the top, what is easier for the eagle to find out? The white mice, right? The white ones. It is the easiest for the eagle to go for. And that's why it would start eating these mice one by one. And then what will happen is, because there are 3 black and 2 white, white would produce less and black would produce more. Due to which after some time, the next generation you would see that because black mice has higher chance of leaving offspring than the tan mice, the white mice, the next generation contains a higher fraction of black than the previous generation. And if you keep on rotating the process again, and then again, and then again, you would find that the whole population is converted into black mice and not white. So white would totally extend from this and you would only remain the black. Why? Because it is survival of the fittest. Similarly, you will create sales process 1, you will create front end 1, you will create front end 2, you will create SP2, whatever. You'll create all these things. From that, after some time, you will see that the non-ones that are not performing ones would be killed, right? They would be killed, and then you'd be left with the things that are only working, these two things. And then later you'll find out, oh, these kind of funnels work for me, oh, these kind of webinars work for me, these type of emails work for me. For example, for me, maybe long emails work, for you maybe short emails work. I don't know your niche, I don't know your market, I don't know your offer, I don't know your messaging. For me, longer ads would work, for you shorter ads would work. For me, webinar of 90 minutes would work, for you webinar of 120 minutes would work. For me, a 3-day would work, for you a 2-day would work. It completely depends. For me, a one-to-one call of 1 call would work, for you a one-to-one call of 2 calls would work. You need a 2-call closure for that. Does that make sense? So this basically depends on what is the natural selection, and this is basically in your case the market. The market does the natural selection, and you keep on changing with the market, so that later you reach to a position which you actually want to reach, which is building a business that you love. Now, let me give you another example. This is a what do you call bird, right? Now a bird has a beak like this. Now see what natural selection does, right? Ancestors with average beak size. This is the beak size. Now, for if this bird lives in a place where it is big farms, and the only way to live over there is to eat insects, then automatically with time, the evolution of this bird would get into something like this, which is long beaks. So that you can basically medium beak specialized for insect eating. It would become like that, right? Now, let's say they're in a farm but there are no insects, then this would become something like this, so that they can do wood pecking, they can do seed eating, all of that, wood pecking. And then if you are in a place where there are a lot of trees or something like that, where only seeds are available, then the beak would become something like this, because a short break specialized for seed eating, so that they can break the seed and eat it. See what happens? Same bird, different variations with time. Similarly is your business would be like this right now, but depending on the market, you will change yourself. The problem is, imagine this bird at a place like this cannot survive. This bird at a place like this cannot survive. That's why you evolve your business with time, and you don't stick to one process. And that's why you sell before you build. You go in the market, you test what works. Oh, this is working very nice. Now I will build this, and not focus on things that are very egoistic. Some people, you'll see some gurus telling out that just do high ticket, just run some VSL funnel, just do webinars. You'll see all these gurus telling. I'm like, no, that's not how it works. If you know the Godfather system, you might have seen that in our Godfather system, we have a front end, we have a mid end, and we have a back end, right? If you don't know about it, we'll explain it later in the next week. Don't worry about it. But basically, it also has webinars, it has workshops, it has 3-day events, it has one-to-one selling, it has product, it has service, it has software, it has all the things in the world. So that when the market changes, we can also change for ourselves to create a business for a long-term association, not a short-term association. Now, this is our process that we would be using. The process is to ideate, right? The process is to first ideate. Once you ideate, then you will sell. And then you'll start building it. Let me give you an example. For example, I got an idea. What is the recent idea I got? Okay, the recent idea I got was no-code funnels. Right? How to become a no-code funnel builder. This was my idea. Now, do you think I'm going to create the whole workshop? Then I'm going to create all the bonuses. Then I'm going to create the whole the whole upsell of this and everything. No. I'm not going to do all of that. I'm just going to create a landing page and image ads. I don't even create video ads. I will launch this. I'm like, oh, it works really nice. Super awesome. Let's scale this up. I'll sell, build, then scale. Make sense? Now, once I've built the whole thing, that means the whole funnel I've built, step by step, the whole funnel I've built, right? Once I build this funnel, I will automate this. Once I automate this, that is simply called as processify. I will processify this. I will ideate again to a new idea for this thing, so that I can attach this in front of that. Then I'll create a new one like this. Then I'll create a new one. Then I'll create a new one. I'll keep going creating new one to send people to this same thing. And I can create more and more customers over here. Does that make sense? Very easy to do. See, what's the process? First you ideate. You get an idea. Then you sell the idea. If you don't have money, you'll use organic to sell the idea. If you have money, you will put money in ads, make a landing page and sell the idea. It works, then you'll start building the product. Once you have built the product, you'll scale the product. As simple as that. Now, once this is done, you will processify this whole thing. Once this is done, you are going to scale this thing. Once you are going to scale this thing, you're going to automate this thing as well. Once you automate, then you're going to look out for another idea. Again, do the same process, automate it, another idea. Keep on doing that till you have so many front ends that no matter what happens, even if you cross 3-4 funnels of yours, you'll keep on creating the new customers that you want for the product or service that you have. As simple as that. This is our process, and you need to look for the same exact process. We are going with natural selection. You test in the market, let the market decide. Market is the eagle. Let it decide which mice to eat. Put in the market. Oh, this does not work. Koi baat nahi. Shut off next. Shut off next. This works, cool. Keep it aside. Next. Keep on launching like that so that you reach a position where you have multiple things getting all the customers at one place. Now, this is a concept called as product market fit, right? That means, let's say I create an idea of template vault. I sell it. People love it. I build it. Right? From building to scaling, that means from selling to scaling, there's one process called as product market fit. This process called as a product market fit. That means everything clicks over here. That means the product and the market create a fit for each other. That means the market is saying, I want this, and the product is like, I can fill this. When this happens, you get a product market fit. And at this place, everything clicks. Let's understand in detail what is this product market fit. Now, product market fit is basically a place where everything clicks. You basically get a proof of concept. A proof of concept for 3 things. Market, people, price. Market, people, price. Number thing, market is saying, I want it. People are saying that, yes, it is good. And price is something that you can sell it off, right? You're not selling for cheaper. You're not selling for high. You are at the exact price point that you feel is good for the product. This is how the whole thing looks like. Number 1 thing, demand. What are customers looking for, right? Market. What is the market looking for? Number 1 thing. Second, product. That means, let's say market is looking for templates, right? We want templates so that we don't need to do the whole work. Good. I create a product called Template Vault. Collection of 300 templates. Template Vault, 300 plus templates. I create a product like this, right? Competition. How are you different? Which is USP, right? These are, why am I different? Because I had done for you 300 templates at only 299 rupees. That's how it worked. Now, if I have a USP and I have a product, I need to find the thing is called as market fit. If there's demand and if I have a product for that, that's called as market relevance. And if I have a USP and there's a demand, but I don't have the product, that's a market opportunity that I can fill. If these 3 things are filled, we get a product market fit. As simple as that. The moment we get a product market fit, everything clicks. It would be very easy to sell. Your cost per acquisition would be very less. Everything would be super awesome to go for. And I would be able to scale much faster than anyone else because my product market fit has come. Now, product market fit in another language we are calling as proof of concept. There are 3 simple levels. Number 1 thing, you create a minimum viable product. A minimum viable product is just an idea. From that idea, you create a minimum viable offer, an offer that you can test in the market, and from that you create a proof of concept, right? Let us go into much more detail into that. Let us go into much more detail into that. Number 1, MVP. That means an idea with just a structure. If you are making a service, you have an idea that I'll give Facebook ad service. In week 1, I'll do this. Week 2, I'll do this. Week 3, I'll do this. Week 4, I'll do this, and something like this. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing more than that, right? That's your MVP. Minimum viable product. That means it is good enough to solve a problem of your customer. Good enough to solve a problem of your customer. So you have an idea and a structure ready for yourself. Once this is done, you put that into an offer, which is a minimum viable offer. Now, you will not have the best guarantee, you will not have the best bonuses, you will not have the best scarcity, not the best urgency, nothing would be there. But you just create an offer to test it out. Does it work? Are people buying? If I make it better, would more people buy? Simply like that. And once offer is sold and people are buying it, then comes POC, which is, are people liking the product? Are people getting results? And is it getting sold? As simple as that. If these three comes, you have a POC. If you have a POC, you also have something called as a product market fit, because only these three things come, due to which a product market fit also comes, right? So because of these three things, a product market fit would come and you can move forward. As simple as that. So you create idea and structure, template vault. I create an offer. In 299, I'll give 300 templates. Let's test it out. Oh, it works. Let me add a guarantee. Let me add bonuses. Let me add scarcity, let me add urgency, let me add story, let me add all of this. Oh, boom, it's working very well. People are liking it, it's getting a result, and it's getting sold out at a much faster rate. Boom, now I can scale this particular thing because people are loving it. As simple as that. Now, ideating. Number one step, ideating. Ideating is basically first you using a whiteboard and ideating your whole thing over there. Once you have done, you now put it into a Trello board, which is putting it into a software. I'll show you how to do that step by step. And then once that is done, you make it into an offer, and then you make it into a grand slam offer, right? So first offer, you just test, people like it, people are saying it's nice offer, then you make it a grand slam offer. For example, KGMM on the first day, my 3-day event, on the first day was just day 1, day 2, day 3 with no bonuses. And it was like, just come and buy, that's it. Then we added 10 bonuses. Then we had 5 post pitch bonuses. Then we added scarcity. Then we added urgency. Then we had a guarantee and all these things. And KGMM went from a 4% offer to a 20% offer. 5 times growth. And now it's just keep on working on automation, right? Every single month. That's the process of ideating. How to ideate, what to do, I'll show you everything. Don't worry, in a separate video. Now then you board it up. So once you've made the idea on a whiteboard, you board it up. You make it on a Trello board. I'll show you what is Trello. Separate video is made on how to use Trello board separately. Don't worry about that. Now you use Trello and you board it up, the whole thing on Trello, because it's on Trello. Problem is solved because now you can change and shift things here and there and make it much more accessible on your phone and on your PC, both the things. Once the boarding it is done, you now do cutting it down. That means you start eliminating what is not useful. So once you have boarded it up, there's too many things that you're doing because you're only doing something called as brainstorming. So you brainstorm on a whiteboard, everything is done. Once your brainstorming is done, you come to the next step, which is boarding it up on Trello board. Once you board it on Trello board, you come to the next step of cutting it down, because now there are too many things on Trello board. You cut out the remaining things so that you can create the shortest time possible. Remember the board diagram? You're on an island, you're taking your customer to a different island, you have a boat. Now the boat needs to be very fast. The faster the boat is, the more people would reach at the end. And that's how it works from there. And this is how a diagram looks like. This is the minimum product, right? This is just your idea. Nobody wants to use it. Nobody likes ideas. People like execution, right? This is idea. You convert that into a minimum viable product. That means something that someone can use just to see how it works. I remember first time we gave template vault. Template vault was like an Excel sheet with all the links of templates. That's it. Now you click on each link, find a template, work on it like that. No branding, nothing. Later we get into a very good thing. KGMM, day 1, day 2, day 3, no Q&A, only 3 days. Basic content, not so high level. Then I did natural selection. Market told me what to do. Boom, super awesome. A thing that everyone loves now. Then next, which is the viable, the maximum product. I think KGMM has reached to a level which is the maximum. ISEX has reached to a level which is maximum. But this happened with time. It was not a one-day process. It was months and years that took to make a product like this at the end, right? Now, this is MVO. So now you have made your MVP, which is the idea plus structure. So once your MVP is ready, now you come to the next level, which is MVO, because you need to make it an offer so that people can buy. Understand? People don't buy minimum viable product and minimum viable services. People buy minimum viable offers. They don't buy your product or service, they buy your offer. And you also don't sell products and services, you sell your offers. As simple as that. To make it a MVO, you're going to add bonuses, you're going to add scarcity, you're going to add guarantees, and you're going to use the making the offer doc. There's a doc I've added with a separate video. And you need to fill that doc so that you can have your full offer ready. Once your full offer is ready, your MVO would be ready and you can test it out in the marketplace. Since I have done the mistake You don't need to add all of these things in the start. You can start without that. But I would say, since you can right now because you know about it, I didn't know about it, you can add it right now and move forward.
So I hope you like this video. Share this with a friend who is in need of research. Sorry for the delay of this video. Comment down what more videos you want on. Subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon. And lastly, my name is Himanshu Agrawal. I run O8, which is a venture studio, and we hyperscale small brands by taking an equity and a profit percentage in them. The link is in the description if you want to apply. I'll see you in the next one.